Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, Casmo. Where's Mover?
Hey.
Doug, are you with us?
Seems like we're missing one.
Oh, we
Seems
are.
like that.
Looks like it's the Gonky and Casmo show today.
At last again.
Finally, dude. We ditched
As
the
it should
anchor.
be. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Push it up.
That's right. Yeah. We kind of have. It's kind of like Dad's still watching, though, right?
He will not stop texting.
If my phone starts blowing up here, right? Do better. Stop sucking. Yeah, no, he's out with not feeling so hot. So we have the ghost of Mover with us tonight.
He says, "Y'all behave or else." He's in the chat.
As long as I remember to highlight all of his comments, it's like he's actually here.
Pretty
Like
much.
he's
No,
amongst
dude,
us.
he's got a super chat. Any type of
Rules.
direction, Mover, dude, you better super chat it because I don't
The
respond.
rules are the rules.
That's right. The rules are the rules.
As established.
As established. Then we may have a surprise add-on later. We'll see. Who knows? I don't know. It's kind of it is what it is. Casmo, how are you, man? What's been going on?
Oh, working, living, clean
flying.
living, Funny enough, I haven't been except for this last trip, but like the 2 rotations before that, I spent so much time just sitting in a hotel, just making money, just hanging out. But they got their pound of flesh this last one.
Really?
And I had some like late night flights, and then they like min rested me to turn me around to get me up in the morning. And like the whole Northeast was socked in, and I just did like down to minimums every single time. It was
last week, right?
It was high adventure. Yeah, it was a couple days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So I actually had a taste of your life. I have my check in the airplane next month. I don't fly much, so I picked up a flight out of Cincinnati, and I didn't realize it, but I picked up a charter, dude. So so I get this email. It's like go to whatever FBO. I'm like, what do I do here? And so I went to the FBO in Cincinnati. You've probably been there. I forget the name of it, but
yeah. I've seen an F-18 parked there once. Oh.
Yeah. We used to park at FBOs all the time. But yeah, dude, I went there and I did a charter like FBO to FBO, and it was actually pretty nice, dude. There was no TSA.
So easy,
dude. I had on like just gym clothes, like I was dressed like a hillbilly, and I just walked in, and the lady behind the desk, she was very well put together, and she looked at me like, "You are in the wrong place, dude."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
trash.
I'm like, "Hey, is there a charter flight?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I just turned around and walked out, dude. I went back in the car and changed. I wanted to make sure, because this was all new to me. And yeah, it was good. No security. They just wheeled the stand up, hop in, fire it up, gone. It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It's so much better.
Yeah, I could see how there's a lot of the stress removed, because I've done regular flights out of Cincinnati and get to the parking lot to the normal gates. It's like 25 minutes, dude. So,
I used to fly cargo out of there when I was with my last company, and it was the same thing. It was just such a mess.
Yeah.
But anytime you're doing the FBOs, it's super, super good.
Yeah. So I drove to Cincinnati. It took me 3.5 hours. So I drove 7 hours to fly 2.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So yeah, but cool, man. Anything else going on?
No, just been doing some DCSing, hanging around the house.
Yeah, F4, right?
Some work. Yeah, I've been flying the F4 a lot.
How was it?
Couple days. It's fun. It came out really good. It's in good shape. Yeah. So I while I was sitting in the hotel for days and days, I watched Flight of the Intruder.
Oh, nice.
It's on YouTube right now for free. Yeah. So I was like, I want to do that. And the closest thing I could get is the F4.
Yeah, that's awesome. When I got when I found out I got jets out of Vance, I went and bought that. I had Top Gun, right? But I wanted to watch another jet movie after Top Gun, so I went and bought Flight of the Intruder, and it's really good. Apparently the book is way better than the movie, but I'm a fan of the movie. But yeah.
Yeah.
Doug, what's going on? Anything? Nada?
That's nothing particularly interesting. I'm
Yeah.
experiencing various kinds of car difficulties.
Yeah. Well, I am still here in the restaurant up in Ohio doing the family thing at the got the good old camper stuff going. My daughter has the same thing that Mover has. Yeah, she's sick. There's something going around. Mover, how are you? Type and I will read.
Yeah, super chat, and then we'll
Yeah.
acknowledge you.
Oh, you're fine?
He
fine.
wanted you, for some reason, he wanted you to ask Casmo who makes the F4.
Oh, dude, hold on.
I don't know if that's
Who makes the F4, Casmo?
Heebler.
Yeah, Heebler. I called it heartburn or whatever earlier because
okay.
I don't have TCS, dude. So I said, like, is it like heartburn? He's like, you need to say
That's what you get from spicy cheese, right?
I felt like there was an inside joke there that I wasn't inside.
No, I did too. I was kind of worried about it. Like, oh, am I going to fall into something here?
Oh, dude, yeah. Pepper jack. It's pepper jack cheese.
Slightly
Spicy
spicy.
cheese. Yeah.
McDonald's
my
Douglas.
my ketchup brain's definitely getting worse, but yeah. So Casmo, dude, last week we talked about one of the things we talked about. We don't have the article up, but you're an Army Apache. I lied. Doug's got it up. Yeah, man. So we talked about the Army cutting 6,500 aviation jobs as it moves towards the drones. You said you watched the video, so I won't belay it. But man, interested to get your take as an Apache Army guy. I mean, what's your take on what the Army is doing here with regards to future drone tech and personnel?
Yeah, it's like I was telling you before, like I agree with all of you in different ways, different aspects. I think your point was like, this is probably like a necessary thing in the long term, right? And I agree with that. Wombat brought up obviously some good points, and I think he's the part that I also worry about is like the military does this where they like have this new idea and it's like, well, let's get rid of this other stuff and then we'll replace it. Well, there's like no overlap or very little overlap. And we saw that with like them getting rid of the Kiowa, and there was all this big talk of like, well, Apaches and drones will pick up the slack. And then it was like, oh, we don't have enough Apache pilots. And I could tell you from personal experience, like Apaches were not working with drones like all that much, even though you had them in the same squadron. Like when I was a squadron XO, we had the Shadow drones, we had the Apaches. I don't remember them ever doing anything really together because it was just hard to coordinate and things just weren't meshing. And that was years after the Kiowa had been taken off the rolls. So I think that is a big concern, and I think he had a bigger concern of like just a loss of capability. I think Gonky hung up on like pilots going down, and then like Mover kind of hung up on, well, like, yeah, but that's what PJs do. Yes, but it's broader than just pilots being shot down and being rescued. Like that's a very rare sort of thing. What's not rare is like Army Blackhawks getting launched to pick up dudes who hit a IED or got ambushed, or civilians who are hurt on the battlefield, or things like that. PJs are not handling that. Like I can remember, a couple times PJs launching when I was overseas. I can remember Army helicopters taking off almost daily to do some sort of medevac stuff. So you are cutting into that capability. We also get hung up on numbers. I hate when people talk about one set of numbers, but they don't talk about the rest of the numbers. So 6,500. Okay. Of what? Like what's that of, right? So it's of like 30,000. So I think it's roughly like 20%, which is still a lot. But I think people read that stuff and they say, oh my God, 6,500 pilots are being cut. And that's not what it is. So, I'm not a huge fan of current people making big decisions at the big house. And so I kind of doubt that there's been a lot of forward thought. There's a lot of these buzzword talks about warrior ethos and all this stuff, but it's like, cool. Show me where this gap is being taken care of before you start cutting stuff. And they do seem to be wanting cutting stuff very fast, like the Army Reserve stuff. Like, what was it? Like they had 2 months and they're just like, oh, Army Reserve just doesn't have helicopters anymore. Like, I'm sorry, So I don't know, but I do think in the long run, sure, you have to go that way. But I go back to this thing that I've said constantly since Ukraine started is I keep seeing people say it's the death of helicopters because they see a helicopter get shot down in Ukraine. You know what I've also seen shot down in Ukraine? Jets. You know what I've also seen blow up? Tanks. And yet I don't see anyone saying it's the death of fighter jets, it's the death of tanks, but we're always hung up on the helicopters. Let's not forget that Russia, for all its fumbling around and doing stupid shit, executed a pretty good air assault in like the first day of Ukraine. Did they lose some helicopters doing it? Yes. That's what war looks like. And I think sometimes we in the US lose sight of that. Is like there is a level of loss that you have to accept. And it doesn't mean that that capability is gone. When I went through the Pathfinder course, which in large part deals with setting up drop zones for like C-17, parachute assaults and stuff like that. Like they talked about like the percentage of loss that was calculated. And I want to say for like a normal drop zone parachute assault, it was like 10%. Like they just accepted we're going to have 10% casualties just getting these dudes on the ground. That's broken legs, it's broken backs, that's death, whatever. You could set up a drop zone in the forest and just drop dudes in the trees. It just increases your risk. It's like, hey, we're going to do like 40% casualties. I think that was actually the number. Like we're just going to accept 40%. So like there has to be this thing where we accept that there are going to be certain losses. It doesn't mean it's the end of the capability. I absolutely think we have to lean into drones. I've been saying that for years since I worked at JRTC, and I watched drones just eat people's lunch just from the observation standpoint. And now we've got, bombs on everything. So our capability to combat against that and defend against it is pivotal. But then of course we also got to lean forward into how do we leverage that on an offensive capability. It sucks, but that's the reality.
Yeah, dude, you bring up some really good points about how war is ugly, dude.
Yeah.
You're right. We have become accustomed to like comparatively relatively low losses, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like 20 years of the GWAT, we lost like I don't even think 3,000 people.
Right.
Like, and that's a lot. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But if you compare that to Vietnam, Korea, World War II, those are rookie numbers,
Yeah. No, that's valid, man. Well, we did get, I guess, some kind of deep intel from a current Army pilot who knows you and flew with you, said good things about you, but he's saying, as far as that talent, the talent show, right? That's right. How many tricks can you do? So I guess the talent board is. He says the talent board is encompassing everything. So any issues with medical, flight discipline, like failed check rides, will flag you. And it says the young guys coming out like straight out of flight school, they're basically it's check ride scores and PT test.
Of course, that's what Army loves, PT test.
Dude, the Air Force. Well, the Navy's the same way. It's like they'll stop the war so you can get your run in, right? To Wombat's point, kind of last week of retaining a talent pool, he is saying, and I'm not familiar with this, maybe you can shed some light, but looks like they're trying to retain a sizable chunk of the talent for the MV-75 if it ever stands up. Do you know what that is?
That's the tilt rotor.
Is it? Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
But
so
here's the problem, and I'm not saying that the Army, because this happened. I know this happened to the Air Force because I talked to an Air Force guy about this. Like he was a Pavlo guy, and then when the Osprey came along, the problem with this talent stuff, and I'll try and explain this. When they got rid of the Kiowa, like I want to say like 50% of Kiowa pilots were cut from the Army, either no longer pilots, and they were either out of the Army or they had to go do something else. They didn't cut any Apache pilots during that time period. So what you're essentially saying is the bottom 50% of Kiowa pilots were worse than the bottom 1% of Apache pilots. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a talent-based thing. It was based solely on a thing. So when we talk about talent, like what are you basing the talents on? Check rides, that's okay, interesting. Right. My concern is like, if you just cut the new guys off, you don't have any longevity. If you cut the senior guys off, you lose the experience, but you got to find that sweet spot. So if we're going to keep a guy, and I don't know what their metrics are, so I don't want to talk out my butt, but like if they're keeping a guy who's like 3 years from retirement and they're saying, well, we got to keep his experience. I understand that. And I don't want the guy that's 3 years from retirement to get cut. But what I am saying is that you're not looking at the long game, because in 3 years, you're going to lose that guy anyway. If you have a guy who just started through flight school, you potentially have, well, you have him at least for 10 years because that's the ADSO, but potentially more. So you got to find that sweet. You got to keep some old guys, but you also got to keep a bunch of new guys to keep it going. And so I just hope that I would love to say that I know they're thinking that, but I know that they're not necessarily thinking that, because I've kind of seen that happen. Those are my concerns. Like, what are they aiming at? Because not every, like you're just going to say, well, we're going to keep all the instructor pilots. Okay. I understand that because they're instructor pilots. Are you saying that all instructor pilots are good? Or are there some that, yeah, they're an instructor pilot, but they're not very good. They're kind of a jerk. Guys don't respond to them well. Like, what's their failure rate of people? Right. Like, are they really failing? Like, I think we've talked about this before. Like our checker ride's really meant to be like bust your balls, or are they meant to be like a training time? So, I mean, just don't keep guys simply, we call them tracked. So an instructor pilot safety, mission survivability, and maintenance. Just because they're tracked doesn't mean they're awesome. It just means they're tracked. So do you have to keep them all? Maybe this young buck who is star of flight school, who's been in for a year and he's doing really good, maybe we keep him because he's going to become a great instructor pilot in 3 or 4 years. So,
yeah, I think,
and that's hard math.
Yeah, I don't think it's math that they're capable of doing ever.
Right. Yeah, ever. It's too hard, and because it's too broad. I mean, how many pilots are you looking at? How are you going to do it? And then the other challenge is that the government in general has, all military, is the budget only goes out to a year. You can't forecast things. That's how they have like this plethora of pilots, and then suddenly they have a shortage of pilots. It's kind of like the airlines, right? They hire till they fire type stuff, and then it's like, well, we have too many. Well, we got not enough.
That must be aviation in general, man. Because the Navy's the same way. The Air Force is the same. There was a time, like right before I got into the fighter community in the Navy, where they actually did this thing called retro downs. So they just decided that we got too many people, and they reviewed everybody's records and was like, this should have been a down. This should have been a down. So like you made it, and then they're like, sorry, bro, you didn't make it. Right. Terrible.
Right.
So, but no, good. Yeah. Thanks, Casmo. Like it's good to hear it from somebody who knows.
I just know it's going to be a shit show. But
yeah, dude. I don't
know how to fix it though. I don't know how to make it better. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, it's a tough nut to crack, especially when we don't exactly know where the technology is going anyways. So,
well, and I just think like, I understand, like you want to bring a unmanned capability up to, I just think that you can't get rid of the capability that you have until you get that to a level of parity, and then you start bringing it back. And so you've got to find that money. You've got to find that resource somewhere else. You can't take it out of hide of the thing that you're removing. You know, it's like, well, I'm going to put a new roof on my house, but I got to sell some wood to make money to buy it. So I'm going to tear down the roof on my house and sell the wood, right? Like it just doesn't make sense. So like you got to find that money elsewhere. Yeah. And I feel like if you gave me a week and all the books, I could probably find you the money in DOD. Like it's there. Right. It has nothing to do with aviation. Like you can find it somewhere else. But no one's doing that. We're just doing the apples to apples. Oh, it flies, it dies type thing.
Well, nice. Oh, well. Doug, what yeah, here it is. Wicked Spider Black says hi.
They're just showing up. I have no idea.
To another Monday. Thanks, man. Is that all we got? Just one?
I have no idea.
Skippy says just dudes.
I gotta make that shirt.
I gotta get that shirt. Yeah, you gotta get that shirt, man.
Which, by the way, do not buy anything from spring.com. Gonky, we're gonna talk later. You need to change your provider. Your stuff, because those guys are dead to me.
Yeah, we have a different one for our website, but yeah.
Okay,
Peter says roast a week later. Is that right?
He's reporting
in Oktoberfest.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Awesome.
It's German. Roast.
Enjoy. Have a beer for me. Is that it?
Well, the thing is, I'm not sure who's running the show, so we'll do this.
Joe says, feel better soon, Mover. And yes, bring in the super chat sooner, Mover, please. Thanks, Joe. Spartan says, if you ain't Cav,
you ain't shit.
That's an army. Yeah, thanks, man.
It's an army thing.
Peter says, Mover voice box fun. Get better, bud. You'll be missed today. Want back on and make an appearance. Hell show Luna or give Doug a window. Yeah.
I have a very high quality webcam, but I can't be relied upon to not pick my nose for 2 hours.
Exactly. It takes some discipline. Now, Wombat hopefully will make an appearance, but if he doesn't, maybe we'll catch him next time. He's a busy man. Stephen Billings, Godzilla says, I know what mover and Gonky flew. What did Casmo? Casmo, what'd you fly, man? What do you fly, if you want to say?
I flew Kiowas and Apaches in the Army. So I did that for 20 years. And then I flew 737s for a couple of years, and now I fly Challengers.
Nice. Very good.
And I also flew a Cessna 172. I don't like to brag, but the mighty Skyhawk got a few hours under my belt.
Yeah, stick and rudder. And CW1 says Wombat cannot make it in time. Yes, he has an open invite. So yeah, we'll see, man. He's a bit, like I said, he's a busy man. Stephen Billings, Air Godzilla says, I know. Oh,
we just did that.
We did this one. Mover, are you okay? Are you? Tom says Mover is officially the Wizzo today, sitting back helplessly for the ride. Yeah, that's right, man. How do we look up here, man?
He had a response to that, but it wasn't printable.
It was. Spartan says, don't confuse Russian stupidity with new reality and tactics. Yeah, well, yeah, wartime. Cool. Aaron says the Gonky and Casmo show. That's correct, at least for now. So Andrew says Mover playing hooky. No, he's actually down and out. It's killing him right now that he cannot drive this show. I know this from the chat.
The private chat is just blowing up.
Chat is like, Gonky, do this, push this. So, dude, we just hit go. We're always preparing, man. We're just gonna go, Casmo.
Yeah.
What's that? This is what I'm talking about. All caps. I just told you Wombat cannot make it. Listen to my words. Yeah. Stop yelling at me, man.
Like texts from Grandpa.
How quickly he's forgotten what it's like to be live and reading comments at the same time. Like just suddenly he's like, what? Yeah. Why didn't you acknowledge my thing?
Mover, I have feelings. Dude. Don't hurt my feelings live. HD Crot says Kiowas are awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
That's my $10. I brought
that. I believe we are caught up. Yep.
Awesome.
There it goes. This is like, it's like, I don't even have to push the buttons. I just think and things show up on the screen.
Careful what you think about, dude. There's kids. There are children, young people watching this show.
This is challenging.
Casmo, you will get a kick out of the next one. Air Force updates physical fitness program. Doug, do we have
I've got it.
They have one?
It broke. It'll be right there.
Oh, the link is broken. Basically, we got an email about this recently. I forget. It's coming due in a couple months. Go ahead. Show it on screen, sir.
I really can't get it to work.
Oh my goodness.
Hang on. Give me a second.
Hold on. The ghost of Mover. Show it on screen, sir.
No, he probably can't do that. Okay, there we go.
Perfect. Oh, almost. It's almost like Mover's here. All right. Enhance.
Yeah,
make it large.
Definitely.
Air Force updates physical fitness programs. So, in support of the Department of the Air Force's Culture of Fitness initiative, the Air Force unveiled its new physical fitness assessment beginning January 1st, 26th. The new physical fitness test will be.
Look, they gave the Air Force more time to get ready for a PT test than they gave the Army Reserve time to get new jobs.
Dude, yeah. but Casmo, that
was easier.
Yeah. All right. So scroll down a little bit more. Here it is. All right. So the updated PFA has a 100-point scoring system, 4 categories: cardio, waist to height, muscle strength, core endurance. So the big one for the Air Force is they're up in the run to a 2-mile run, and it will be every, you got to do it twice a year. So kind of the way it works now, you do it once a year. If you get a good enough score, you're good for a year. If you don't get a good enough score, you do it twice a year. And it's only 1.5 miles. So 2 miles for an Air Force type is, borderline marathon. But I mean, Casmo, as an Army guy, I'm interested in your reaction to, Air Force person, kind of the epitome of physical fitness and, a strong physique when you look at us. But what do you think, dude?
Absolutely. 2 miles, the Army cannot shake the 2 miles because, for the majority of my career, it was 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, 2 mile run. And then they were like, we're going to make a combat focused PT test, and we're going to have all these things, and you're going to throw this heavy thing over your head, and you're going to do all this stuff, and it's going to measure all these things, and you're going to do a 2-mile run. And everyone's like, okay, well, what does the 2-mile run measure? Right. Like, why not do like they had sprints, I think. But anyway, the Army loves running because colonels love to run in front of their units and take them for big runs and smoke them and stuff like that. So, but yeah, if they're already running a mile and a half, 2 miles. The question is, what are the times associated? And I'm assuming there's age brackets and things like that, because that's what we had. I was never a great runner, so I'm not going to throw stones at people who run slow. Towards the end of my years in the Army, my goal was like, I want to pass as an 18-year-old. Like, that was my goal. Just pass as an 18-year-old. It wasn't great, but that was my goal. I can't do that now, but
dude, really? You could. So
what else? I don't like. I like to run, but I don't like to run.
No, I mean, like, you could run the 18-year-old times when you were like at your 20-year mark.
Yeah, I wasn't on the top range of the 18-year-old. I was the lower range, like the barely passed. The barely passed as an 18-year-old. I was like, that's fine. I'm good with that. Yeah.
I'm always looking at the next age bracket for like goals. I'm like, oh, dude, when I get a little older, I get another 3 minutes.
The best PT score I ever had was when I was deployed. It was my third deployment, because we were barely doing anything. So I was like prison fit, you know what I mean? Because we were just like at the gym all the time. And like, I didn't even look at the scale, and I did so many push-ups. And then I looked, I was like, holy crap, I'm on the extended scale. I've never done that before. And then I did the sit-ups, and I maxed the sit-ups. I was like, oh yeah, I'm a beast. And then I went out to run. I had been running on the treadmill inside the gym. Well, now we're running outside. Dude, I went a 1/4 mile in that dry ass Iraqi heat, and my throat was so tight. I was like, "What the hell is that tight? There's no way I can get to make it through." And it would sucked. It was terrible. But what else do they have to do though? Like, they have to run. That's cool. What else?
Push-ups, sit-ups, with the measuring waist to height, right? There's 4 things: the run, push-ups, sit-ups, and waist to height to measure you. But the run holds the most weight, man. The run holds the most weight. Mover and I were like complaining offline. It's like, why not make, what if you're just a really strong person and you can barely run? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, that's always been the thing. Like, because they'll do like the tape measurements of your neck. Right. And you're like, oh, you're overweight. And it's like, this dude's a beast. Like, he can pick up a tank. He's gonna have a fat neck. Like, it's okay. Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, because they would take your height the weight, right? It's like, dude, you're 5'10", 215. Yeah. It's like, yeah, but and then they would do the measuring. But I mean, I don't know, man. I can't run right now, so I really don't care.
Right.
I've got a doctor's note. But I'm with you, man. It's like another 1/2 mile. I mean,
I guess the bigger trick is they have to do it more, though, right? They got to do it twice a year, which.
But did you guys do once or twice?
It was twice a year, I think.
And you said
twice a year.
Do you guys I know the Marines, I think, do like the ammo can lift as one of their things. Like, is it just push-ups, sit-ups? And
it was push-ups, sit-ups, and then they went to this new thing, and it was like 8 different events. I only did it like twice. You had to do pull-ups, but they weren't even like pull-ups. They were like knee-ups or something. I don't know. And then it was like, I don't think it was age bracketed, but it was like job bracketed. So like you had like 3 different tiers, and as a pilot, you were like in the second tier. So I remember the first time I took it, I had to do like one of the little pull-up things, and I did 2, and I was like, all right, I'm done. And he's like, come on, sir, you don't want to do more? I was like, dude, I doubled what I'm supposed to do. Like, let's move on to the next thing. Like, I'm retiring in 3 months. I don't care. Like, I told him, I was like, you should be lucky I even showed up this morning. But then I think they're changing that now. I heard something about they're even getting away from that PT test, doing something else, because, and this is where we go back to talking about foresight of the military. The Army, what did you need to do on a PT test with push-ups, sit-ups, 2-mile run? You needed a way to measure 2 miles, and you needed a stopwatch and a clipboard. Like, that was basically all you needed. Well, then they wanted to do all this other shit. Well, now you needed a 20-foot container, no kidding, to fill all to carry all the stuff that you needed to do the PT test. And the question that people had when it was coming out, it's like, well, okay, well, how are we going to do this when we're deployed to an austere environment? Now we got to carry this container with us and all this stuff. And they're like, oh, it shouldn't be a problem. How many fat cats were made in the contracting world coming up with these kits for this stuff? Well,
Yeah.
I read something the other day where they're getting rid of this PT test, and one of the things is, well, they're tired of having all the equipment that you have to have for it. Oh, gee, I wish somebody would mention it. So, but I don't know what the new PT test is.
Dude, I know. I mean, we could go down a rabbit hole for hours on this.
Yeah.
I think the objective here is, and I don't know, you can agree or disagree with me, Casmo, but the overall physical fitness, I would say, of Americans in general has not been as good. And I see it in the military as well. And I'm not saying it's the right way to do it at all, but I think that's one of the objectives is like, we need to get a military that's in better physical shape because, dude, I mean, I've seen Navy and Air Force. I mean, I'm no physical specimen, but like Navy and Air Force, I've seen some pretty out of shape types, but I mean, probably not as many in the Army.
There's plenty, and there's some in the Marines too. Like there's no branch that's like impervious to having that. There's a funny meme out there with like this really fat Marine, and he's like, and I told that guy in the chair force, like he was making fun of an Air Force kid, but he was all fat. No, I agree with you, but I think that's a huge cultural issue in America, right? That's not even the military, because those are people still had to pass something to get to where they're at. I don't know. We got to go back to have some sort of more physical fitness in school.
Let me ask you this: when it comes to the Army PT test, for you, was it just a question of this is just a pain in the butt? I mean, was there really any ever question in your mind that you couldn't pass it? I mean, honestly, like if my knee was good right now, I'm confident I could run the 2-mile time for my agent pass.
Well, I think when I was super young, and this is the way I look at it too. Like I went running. I was running pretty avidly a couple of years ago. Like right at the end of my time in the military, I started to enjoy running more, and my son was interested, and he was a senior, I think, in high school at the time, and we were running. He could, and he wanted to go running with me, so we went running, and he barely made it anywhere before he's huffing and puffing, and he's not he's as skinny as a rail, right. So he's not a fat kid, but he just doesn't work out. And it made me think back to when I was his age and I was having to take PT tests. I was scared. And I think that part of it is when you're young, like you feel that pain of running, particularly I think running, and you're just out of breath and you're just like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I still feel that way. I just know that I'm not going to die. And I'm just like, whatever, I'm old. This sucks. I'll live, and I just kind of fight through it. And so I think part of it,
second win.
You get the second, the third, sometimes fourth win. And so I think for kids those days, like they can do more than they think they can, because they have not learned yet that your mind is more powerful than your body, and you can push through that pain if you really want something. So, but no, I don't think it's necessarily hard, but it is one of those things where you have to practice for it. You have to train for it. So I think if kids are going to basic training and they haven't been running, or they're in a different environment, right? Like you're going to go to Fort Benning or whatever we're calling it these days. And you live in, I don't know, whatever, Minnesota or something, and the temperature is different. Like you may not be used to that humidity or something like that, or you're PCSing to Colorado and you're up 5,000 feet. You're not going to get the air. It's just like I talked about with Iraq. And so people just have to prepare themselves for that. But yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I know Mover's not happy about it. He can't voice his opinion, but he thinks running is dumb and he doesn't like it. So, there it is. For their PT test, CW Lemoyne says, were there PT tests during World War II? Asking for a friend.
Right.
Probably for sure, dude. Like before they manned up for the Enola Gay, it's like, oh, hey, dude, you guys, we got to knock this push-ups right now, right by the, just like in Maverick.
Knock them out.
Right there on the flight line, man.
That's right.
Knock them out.
Struff.
That's right. Team leader. Doug or Ghost of Mover. What? There we go. Andrew, Mover playing. Yes, we did that one.
We covered that one. What is that?
Yeah, he's sick, actually. Has no voice. We covered that one too.
Covered that one.
Doug, are you driving or is it the Ghost of Mover?
We're totally ghosted here.
Thomas says, Mover, the high-speed cheerleader. Yes. I'd say medium speed. I can't pronounce that. Mover's Thunderbird 7 tonight. Yeah. Nice Mustang. Eskimo Pilot, Gonky, Casmo, Doug, and Mover. Get better. Glad to catch you live on an overnight. not on the drive to the airport. Keep up the Lord's work. I need a deployment. I need
Yeah.
a deployment soon to get in shape.
Get prison strong, dude.
Dude,
Beast.
yeah. You know, on the carrier, there's only two options. There's tons of food, right? So you can get fat or you can get
Yeah.
fit. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, there's nothing to do
exactly.
but work out. But thanks,
Yeah.
Eskimo. There we go. Mao 2086 says, hi, Gonky, Casmo, and the Ghost Mover. Have you thought about doing one episode live on location? We have not been able to logistically put that together. So it's in the works, though.
I'd do that.
Yeah, it'd be awesome, man. Spartan
Naval
says,
Aviation
yeah,
Museum.
dude, the museums, any museum. Maybe
That's not the question. That's not the question he was answering or asking Spartan.
Spartan says, to answer Mover's question from earlier, yeah, we were talking about DCS. I wish, Casmo, if you were flying a real F4, it would be on location in Casmo's hangar.
Yeah.
The F4 in the background. Aaron says it's amazing how some of us past PT tests as heavy smokers and drinkers back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember like Korea, take a PT test and it would smell like a brewery because everyone's just so drunk over the weekend. They'd always make a PT test like Monday morning.
Yeah. Yeah, your buddy Counting was probably a little fuzzy in there too. 10.
Yeah.
It was 15. You're good, bro.
Absolutely.
All right. What is there one more? Mover, Doug? I don't know who to ask. There we go. Skippy. Look, it's Gonky t-shirt in reference to the Chinese carrier highlights. Yeah, dude, did you watch our clip about the Chinese carrier shooting
No.
jets off the? Yeah, gosh, man, we got a lot of that. Apparently,
no, I think I was there for that. I think I was there for that episode.
Oh, this is last week. It was me, Mover.
Oh.
And
We
Wombat.
talked about it a while back though, because there was pictures and we were like,
They
he's
had video
not
now.
actually launching. They were like, this just
It was a
flying over.
shadow, right? It was a
Yeah,
shadow.
yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, man, we put out they actually had some really good footage, and some like in cockpit footage of J35 and stuff. And I thought it was a cool video, but we were doing our normal smoking and joking thing. So, I can't take China off of my vacation destination for future because apparently we made a lot of people mad. So no bueno.
So what were they mad about?
I think a lot's lost in context, maybe between the language and stuff. They actually somebody took it and did it in a Chinese translation, and
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch the English version unless you're Chinese. It's good.
No, it's not good.
Yeah, no. Mover was making fun of me at the beginning, so we were all laughing. So I think the Chinese who watched it thought we were laughing at China, but we were actually, laughing at me. So
right.
Yeah, they were mad because we laughed. And we weren't laughing at the Chinese carrier or their jets. They were, Mover was making fun of me, laughing at me. So there we go. There's plenty of buffoonery to go around. So
China has no sense of humor.
So much. I know, right? So serious, dude.
Salty
Vet Dad says PT tests when your cruiser stationed in the Philippines is great fun. Our liver was thoroughly worked out. Oh, dude, I bet. Man, all of my friends that were 50 or older, 40, 45 or older in the Navy, they all had Filipino wives.
Yeah.
Apparently it was a good time over there, but all right, Casmo, we have you as a resident expert here. So we have acquired
on musicals. Yes.
We've acquired some deep intel here regarding how to fly an Apache, and we would like you to verify whether this will work or not. Doug,
Our resident theater nerd.
Yes.
How do I fly an Apache attack bird? Pull on the collective, let the engines be heard. Lift into the air, climbing high with the night. Drop it back down, lose your height in the fight. Collective up, the chopper will rise. Cyclic forward, watch the ground fly by. Pedals twist left or pedal to the right. The Apache takes the sky, the king of the fight. The cyclic stick tilts and the swash plate bends. Forward, backward, sideways where the motion ends. Balance every lift, keep the gyros aligned. One move ahead, keep the target in mind. Collective up, the chopper will rise. Cycling forward, watch the ground fly by. Pedals twist left or pedal to the right. The Apache takes the sky, the king of the fight. Tail rotor pedals, hold the spin in place. Lose control and you'll fall with no grace. But master the motion and rule from above. Steel wings of war, firepower they love. How do I fly an Apache?
Okay. Now, dude, don't you wish you had that in flight school? I mean,
he's out of line, but he's right. Like, I guess that's all I
Really?
can say. Like the music is terrible, and I never want to hear that again the rest of my life. And I'm angry that he's probably made more with that one video that I've made in like a year of creating content. But no, I mean it seems correct. Everything.
This
everything
is
checks.
75,000 likes on Instagram a
Yeah.
lot.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know
Casmo,
Instagram.
listen. If you say it seems legit, I can guarantee you, like 4 million internet aviation nerds are gonna be like, "Is Casmo really an Apache? Did you really fly the Apache?"
Yeah. How do you not know this button does that? No, I mean everything tracks. It's just a terrible song, and I hate it. Hate it a lot.
Dude, I think it's kind of a catchy tune. I mean, I feel like
You're wrong.
after a couple iterations, I could get in there and just.
I'm way too sober for that song.
My gripe is that they actually seem to be trying to take it seriously. That's among my gripes.
Yeah, it's a little serious, isn't it?
They went through a lot of work. Yeah, I don't know. It's catchy. It's better than the
It's fine.
we did an F-16 one the other day, and it was pretty bad.
F-18. Yeah, for some reason, Gonky didn't like the F-18 one.
Well.
JT's was it the JT's?
Oh no. You're right.
We did
My
an
bad.
F-16 one, yeah. And Mover was like, "Boy, they missed a lot." And I was like, "Man, I feel like I know less about the F-16 after watching that." But yeah, well, cool. Well, there you have it. Looks like that's
thanks for sharing that with me.
That's it's just if you need a refresher, Casmo, on how you used to fly the
Now I'm gonna be singing that stupid shit in my head, trying to.
Yeah. Hey, well, Doug, just go ahead and just put it in the private chat for Casmo.
Put it on a loop.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be our background.
I gotta go. Sit
Yeah.
by,
Oh, look at the time. It's now the Gonky show.
Yeah. Enjoy
The
your
Ghost
show.
of Mover. Justin, wow. Hey, thanks, man. Sorry, gents, late to the party. Have for Luna snacks. Feel better, Mover. Casmo, always a pleasure, sir. Yeah, awesome, dude. Dallas says our PFT at VP94 NES New Orleans was followed by a crawfish broil kegger. Many little guys were smoking on. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, in the Navy, active duty, a lot of times the PT test was tied to like right after a family day with like a softball game or let's be honest, volleyball game and in a barbecue. So yeah, if you dare. So thanks, Dallas. Salty Vet Dad says Gonky, they only had one. That's funny, man. Yeah. All right, Doug, what do we got? Oh, dude, this is Casmo. Was it you when we did the when the Canadians sent down their two Doug, what kind of airplanes were they again? You remember?
CL-215s?
Yeah, there's only a couple of them. They sent them down to help fight some fires we had here in the States, and we're like, one of them hit a drone.
Okay.
You remember that?
I heard. I heard about it. I don't think I was on the show, but
well, we found the drone's owner here. Yeah, go back up, Doug. Let me see if I can read this here. Gamer crashes mini drone into firefighting plane, gets $156,000 fine and jail time. So scroll down. So basically, yeah, dude. So he's a veteran of the video game industry, and he got a pretty heavy sentence. So scroll down some more. That's a picture of his drone. It's not very big, so to speak. So in January, they had wildfires near LA, and he decided to launch this drone to check on his friend's property, but kind of ignored the fact that nothing was allowed to fly in that area, and the super scoopers, that's right, were in the area trying to put the fire out. And his drone, the guy's name is Aikman, collided with one of them. There's a picture of it. Put a hole in the wing. Yeah, it took the airplane out for a couple days. So he went to court and apologized for it. I mean, I can understand. He's just like, hey, I wonder if the house is still there or whatnot. But yeah, exactly. But so he apologized for his poor judgment, and he was hoping that the judge would go easy on him, but he got 14 days in prison, 30 days of home detention, $156,000 fine. Oh, dude, and he has to do community service for wildlife relief. And they released this really nice portrait of who he is, so that kind of sucks. But Peter Tripp Aikman. So, hey, Doug, what was the gaming company he's with? What was it? Call of Duty he helped make? I can't remember. Scroll down, it tells you. He used to co-founder of So dude, he's the co-founder of the company behind hits like Call of Duty. Yeah, so
the good news is he can probably afford $156K.
Right? Yeah. Slap on the wrist.
Yeah. What do you think, Casmo? Drones flying around, checking on property
That's silly. Like, I feel like if you have access to something like that, you're probably, maybe I'm on a leap here, but you're probably smart enough to know that you shouldn't do that. I mean, most drones, I feel like these days, I haven't played with them in a while, but don't they like even give you warnings about airspace and stuff? Like my neighbor in my last house had a little crappy drone that he like did through his phone, and even it would tell him, hey, right above you is this class B airspace or your class C or whatever it was. So I feel like he probably should have known that what he was doing was wrong. And I mean, like, oh, he's just checking on his friend's house. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Like, let's run that through. Oh, it's not there anymore. Oh, I guess I'll be sad. Like, you're not helping, so stay out of the way. That's silly. I'm glad he needs to have the book thrown at him. I hate to say that, but yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, we've talked about it a couple times on the show of like basically, drone incursion in and around busy airports. I mean, we've all seen, there's been some pretty crazy footage of like drones like near airliners, right? Flying underneath them and stuff. And that stuff can definitely be dangerous. I mean, it put a hole in the wing on this thing. And dude, a super scooper, they were probably doing 100 knots, maybe, right? I mean, if you're in a high speed jet, even at approach speeds, you're doing 250 knots, right? So, yeah, it could be really dangerous. And it says in the article the judge did it because like a signal needs to be sent. Hey, people who operate these drones, like it's an aircraft. You got to treat it like an aircraft. Don't get in the way of aircraft trying to save your home, right, from being burned down.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be like parochial to like being a pilot or whatever, but I think that the general public has sort of lost the understanding that up there is still special, right? So like when we talk about like these flying taxis and stuff, they keep talking about like, oh, pretty soon everyone's gonna fly in car. Can you imagine like how chaotic? I mean, you ever flown into Teterboro? It's a nightmare, right? And now you just want everyone just zipping around with their cars and stuff. So I mean, we're kind of getting a taste of what that looks like with these things that are just so small that you don't see them until you suck one into the engine or something, and now you just killed 160 people. And I think that drones, unfortunately, in the civilian market have just made this not special anymore. And it's going to be as soon as, again, you crash one into the river because you sucked up a $200 drone or, whatever they cost. I don't know.
Yeah.
RC flying was way more fun when the barriers to entry were high.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's kind of, dude, I'm sure like in his mind and probably in most drone operators' minds who aren't like pilots, they're probably like big sky theory, right?
Right.
It's like, well, I look up all the time and I might see an airliner fly over. It's like,
exactly.
It's not how we've had.
But I mean, in an active, but in an active area where there's like a thing happening, like it's probably reasonable to assume that there's going to be some helicopters in the area. There's a fire in California. I wonder if they're going to have airplanes dropping water and stuff.
Right.
Whatever. Idiot.
Yeah. Well, do stupid things, get stupid prizes, right?
That's right. Win. Play stupid games.
There we go. Gundam Blade says, evening Gonky, Casmo, and Doug, $10 for move or get well. Fun minus the processing fee from YouTube. Hypothetical question, Casmo. If you had a chance to fly But if you had a chance to fly between the Comanche or the Mi-24, what would it be?
I don't know. The Comanche would be pretty wild. I talked to a guy that was testing the Comanche. I tried to get him on the podcast, but it never worked out because there were still so many NDAs and stuff. But man, just a little bit I learned about what that thing was capable of doing even back then. I mean, this is, late 90s and stuff. It's pretty wild stuff. Mi-24 would be cool just because it's an Mi-24, but it's also Russian, so I don't trust it. So I guess I have to stick with the Comanche.
Was the Comanche the stealth helicopter they were working on that could fly like 100 knots sideways, all kinds of weird stuff? Yeah,
it was crazy, and it had a side stick. Yeah,
really.
They had one. They had one. Yeah, it was two pilot. It had I think a 20 mil chin mounted gun, and then its external stores. They were like in a door, like the F-35 or whatever. The doors would open, and it have little rocket pods or Hellfire launchers, retractable gear. But yeah, they had one in the Rucker Museum for a while. I think when I went through flight school, it was still there. And it was bigger than it looked, but it was interesting. The cockpit it looked like you could see really well out of it. But yeah, it had a little side stick. And I think the collective wasn't like a normal collective. I can't remember. It was something funky about it. But.
Did they just decide the Apache and Cobra was more cost effective? Just as capable.
Well,
yeah, there it is. Look at that, dude. That is cool.
Yeah.
Looking.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. So it was canceled when I was in flight school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I got through primary and instruments, and that's when you get selected for your main aircraft, right? So I was in the 58 course, and I remember being told, well, you guys will probably come back here in like 3 years and get checked out on the Comanche. And then like 2 months later, Comanche got cut. And so the legend is that basically there was a big meeting, and a general, whoever was in charge or something, asked like, okay, what can this thing do right now? And they said, well, it can do this and this and this. It's like, okay, that's not good enough. And then they cut it because they were pouring so much money into it. I mean, I don't remember the amount. And so then that money got folded up into mainly the Apache. And that's how the Apache got what we call the MTADs, which was the, I don't remember what the M stands for, modified, but basically the better target acquisition designation system. So better cameras and stuff, better sensors that led to like the Echo model. So all that money and all that technology, like I said, there was some interesting things that the Comanche could do. I remember something about like, you could like program it to where you wanted the rockets to land, and it would like automatically move around and just shoot the rockets for you and stuff. So it was like kind of weird stuff, but a lot of that money just went into these other airframes and allowed them to mature. So it wasn't necessarily money wasted, but it was a lot of money that we probably didn't get a return on.
Right. That was mid 90s.
Well, no, I was in flight school in 2003. So I think it was early 2004 was when it was cut, because I would have been in the Kiowa course. Yeah. But it was all through the 90s they were working on that thing.
Yeah. But
it was short, like Logan's saying, it was short-sighted to cut it. And I agree with that. But again, it's kind of like nothing we ever do, in my opinion, is ever really wasted, right? Like people get hung up on like windmills and stuff. And I'm always like, yeah, but like Kennedy said, we're going to land on the moon. We didn't land on the moon the next day. Like it took a really long time. So we have to do all these things to build up to it. So I think that, going through the Comanche process was necessary. We pulled a lot of information from it. It would be nice, of course, to have it right now, but if we did, would it even still be relevant? Blah, blah, blah. So
yeah, dude, a lot of that tech gets shared, right? That it just doesn't go to waste, but
yeah.
Subio7 says, went to the Miramar Air Show on Saturday. F-22 broke down, and being the less attractive friend, Fat Amy was happy to get all the attention. Yeah, that'll happen.
Fat Amy.
Yeah, fifth gen, baby. Elias says, LOL, I can see Whiting Hilo guys singing that shanty during a McGuire's Beer Run 5K in downtown Picola. Yeah. Except they'll never fly the Apache, unfortunately. More fortunately.
Navy almost had Apaches.
Did they?
I don't know how close to almost, but the B model, I think, was an Apache that was
naval variant,
envisioned for ships. But yeah.
I thought for sure that'd be the Marines, but they like the Cobra.
They like their old stuff.
The Cobra. That's right. Zager says, greetings from Poland. Keep the blue side up. Thanks, man. MJ says, for the Mover NyQuil Fund. And as always, the Luna Treat Fund. You know, Mover told me he feels fine, but he just has the razor blades in the voice box. So it's hard for him to talk. I called him earlier. He didn't say much. So he's hurting. So but thank you. Thank you. So
he sure is typing though.
Yeah, dude, he can. Yeah.
We get HIPAA, Gonky.
If we could only, yeah. Oh, I love it, dude. All right. Okay. You can bring it up, man. T7's next. We can do it. CW1 says Privacy Act. T7 remote training. We've talked about the T7 before, mainly kind of making fun of it. Not kind of, making fun of it being not attractive and behind timelines. So two things that a fighter pilot cares about most is being on timeline and obviously looking good. So in this case here, the TA set, it's a video, isn't it, Doug? Or is it just a picture?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to finish introducing it.
Yep. Scroll up real quick. I'll just read because I can, at least I can do that. T7 from Boeing Defense, our T7A Red Hawk ground-based simulator successfully demonstrated connectivity between the simulator and actual T7A Red Hawk advanced trainer flying 130 miles away. This enables realistic training in both real and virtual environments. Let's go fly. There's a picture of it. Here we go. Make it huge.
We're able to connect a live T7A aircraft to the ground-based training system over our live virtual constructive gateway.
This airplane represents what we call a virtual. The aircraft, we call it a live, and then constructive entities would be artificially intelligent program type of aircraft entities or surface-to-air missiles.
Radio 55 is 3.0.
It gives the pilots a lot of capabilities out of the box. Every T7A has this embedded training data link. They all, out of the box, will be able to connect with each other and the ground stations. No longer are you tied to doing training in just your live aircraft.
0.05, good day.
Airplane.
Perfect.
My call sign is airplane.
My God.
I don't understand. What are they doing?
Well, they linked up with another T7 that was flying 130 miles away with a simulator.
But does the pilot in the plane see anything? Is it like augmented on his stuff?
Dude, this is technology beyond me. Listen, I had a hard enough
it's beyond our understanding.
Dude, I had a hard enough time like controlling just my little world and my little airplane. I can't imagine like linking in from a sim somewhere. I mean, all I can imagine is like you'll never like ever have another true solo, right? So it's like
right.
The IP,
Big Brother's watching.
The IP will be sitting in the sim.
Power.
Yeah. It's like, hey, look at this instrument, right? Hey, you're too fast, too slow here. I don't know.
That's true.
Good news though is at least they're making some headway with it. And I think what it shows is there's there's definitely a lot of expandable training potential in that airplane. And dude, hey, what'd you think of the sim? Like the fidelity, the graphics, all that? It's not bad, huh?
I mean, it's all right. It's fine.
It's not.
I grew up in some very crappy military simulation. Like when I was a tanker, we had something called SimNet back in the day, and that was a big facility where everyone had a tank station, and you would look through these little, the sensors and stuff, and it was like little blocks with guns sticking on them, and they were driving around. And so, yeah, of course, it looks much better. But it's also funny to like play DCS or something, and then you see stuff like that, you're like, oh, all right. But it doesn't need to be great either. It just needs to give you the sense. And
I know, I mean, I love my life, Boeing. We love Boeing. I used to work for Boeing. I love Boeing. Anyways, that's my disclaimer. But dude, and I'm sure this is just one little program piece that they're working with the T7, but the main thing with the T7 is, dude, they just need flyable airframes now. Like all the Gee Whiz tech stuff, like if you can keep working on the side, that's great. But man, the 30,
don't quit your day job, make airplanes.
Right, dude. It's an airplane first. Like we're trying to teach, men and women to take off and land in fast jets and do the basics in fast jets. That kind of this type of technology would be in IFF, most likely in the Air Force, or like phase 2 in the Navy. But I mean, dude, the T-38 is, I mean, it's been a couple years since I've flown it, and it was long in the tooth then.
Stuff like this always makes me think of this old ass South Park episode. Do you remember the one where a volcano was going to happen? And they, I don't know why, there was a volcano suddenly outside of town, and they taught everyone to duck and cover, right? So everyone was learning how to duck and cover. And then when the volcano finally hit, I remember there was a scene where like 3 of the little people, they ducked and cover, and the lava just went right over them. That's what I always think of with this stuff. Cause like we spend all this time like, oh, this jet can connect with your PC 1,000 miles away and you can fly together. And then it's like, then you go to war with somebody who doesn't do that crap. They just have a lot of MiG-21s, or whatever.
Right.
And they just swarm you. They just overwhelm you with stuff. And it's like you spend all this time learning how to duck and cover. It's not good against the lava. So I don't know what I watched right there. That was a little bizarre.
Well, hold on. Let's get a real. There we go. Let's get a real fighter pilot's opinion. Skid.
Oh.
Strong like bull.
Bringing the
Hey,
muscle,
guys.
man. He's bringing the muscle.
Hey, it's surprise.
Yeah, dude.
What'd you do to Gonky? Or Gonky, what'd you do to move her?
HIPAA, sir.
Good.
I have been silenced. I'm sure when this is over, I'll get a nasty
Was it
gram
the
all
new
caps.
PT test? Maybe it was a new PT test that did him in.
Right.
That was the switch that set him off. I said yes, exactly. But hey, so Skid, world famous Warthog stealth fighter pilot, Red
Who are
Air
you?
pilot, T-38 with no canopy pilot. I mean, dude, you've done
One
it
of the
all,
best.
sir. What
I
is
try to follow you guys, you young guys there. Hey, Casmo, it's great to meet you in person. Finally.
Hey, you too. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Helicopter guru extraordinaire.
Well, you're half right. Yes.
He's just extraordinaire.
I'm just helicopter. I don't have anything
He's just
extraordinary.
That's right.
Cool,
Skid.
man. Very good to meet you.
Skid. So me and
yeah.
Casmo can't figure this the T7 stuff, man. I mean, apparently they can link up miles away. And I mean, are you of the opinion we just need training aircraft now, or what? What do you think? Put you right on the spot.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they need to have like let's get something going quickly. I know it's not the perfect thing. It's not the end all be all, but just get something out there that the ATC can use and Navy can use to get the training done. Okay. We can have workarounds, right? I mean, it doesn't be the final thing, of course, but that's the problem with contracting though. They want the best, everything all perfect.
That's where the money's at. Yeah.
Yep. Big time.
Yeah. You bring up a good point.
100%.
Like there's certain things contractually that have to be like squared away before they can move to the next step.
Well, it takes a committee, to change a switch setting, right? It takes, and then it takes a year, and then that's going to cost another $100 billion or whatever. So it's just contracting is stupid.
As Mover would say, those costs are just baked into the program. I mean, it's
baked in.
It's no big deal, Skid. Come on, man. How long have you been doing
It's
this?
just some money.
It's just money. That's right. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Let's
bad.
see, Mover or Doug. What do we have from the fans? Anything? Warhorse 500 says, Casmo, can you talk about the Army Aviator USCG rotary aviator pipeline? I hear that's a well-traveled track.
I don't know that's well traveled. I know of a couple people who've done it. So when I was doing my podcast, if you look back, like, gosh, probably one of the first 5 episodes, there's one with a guy that went to the Coast Guard. I think they just skipped some portions of training or something, but I don't remember the particulars. But I think they do a lot of their stuff on the Navy side too. I think they go to Navy flight school. So
yeah, and I think, Casmo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they knock them down a grade, right?
I believe that's true. Yeah.
Like if you're because
because he was a captain and he became a first lieutenant in the Navy. Yeah, or the Coast Guard.
Yeah, so I did naval safety school a while back, and we had a Coastie who is I think he's a former Marine, might have been Army, but they knocked him back. We had a guy in my church too. He was a Marine and he joined the Coast Guard, and they knocked him back a pay grade, which
it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it stinks, but it makes sense because especially if you come over and like you're a senior 03 or an 04, like you don't you don't know. You don't know how these dudes are operating. Like, why would you suddenly like, well, this guy's in charge of the station or whatever? So
Right.
yeah, it makes sense.
All right. GC America movers, tis and flares every fall.
Some flares every fall.
Okay.
Just some
His tism.
flares every fall.
Perfect.
His flare up.
Okay, Spider Black says
That's what he
canceling
means.
ability with mover out 60% chance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Tom says this is some Ender's Game stuff. I don't know. I don't know the reference, Tom. I'm sorry, but
You don't know Ender's Game.
no.
You need a decoder ring here.
Sci-fi featured remote
Sci-fi, gotcha.
piloted vehicles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brian says
We've been
get
in
move-
Ender's Game for a while.
Move
I'll
text to
say.
speech program.
Brian says get mover text to speech program, preferably with the voice of Stephen Hawking. Use the let him inject as he likes. You know what? Actually, that's an entertaining idea for the future of the mover and Gonky, or the mover and
Yeah.
Casmo and Skid
With
Show.
a little more time, we could have had an AI mover, and he could have typed the
Yeah,
dialogue.
virtual reality.
Yeah.
That dude, you roll the dice on that. We tried using AI to generate some thumbnails, and we look kind of funky. We definitely look kind of funky. We're trying to save some time, Casmo. You know, so
Make him look like a Max Headroom, and he's just standing there.
yeah. make Gonky more awesome. Ruptured Duck says remote training when 2050 everything the lazy bee touches is late. I love my life.
Touches. Yeah.
Well, that's Well, me and Skid agree. We need airframes now.
Gotta
Renee
turn wheels,
says-
man.
That's right, man. Renee Brown says mover took Luna to see the kids germ factories. That is HIPAA.
Probably
True. Probably true. He's just doing his job, doing the good work. So
wiping their noses.
People knew
Yeah.
about that when it was on the socials. We can talk about it.
okay. All right. Yeah, dude. Casmo, have you seen this? Skid, have you seen this? I don't know. Here, yeah. So apparently American Airlines A319 here coming in for landing in looks like Phoenix.
Mhm.
And I don't know.
Sky Harbor?
Says, watch these American Airlines up. There we go. Make it large, please.
Heads. Drop those Dunlops.
Yeah.
Need those things?
Need them.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Good, baby.
Yeah, dude. Stable. Continue. Up.
2822 is going around.
2822, Roger, fly runway heading, climb and maintain, 67.
No gear, huh? Just gonna leave those.
Late gear.
Take off clearance, runway 25 right.
Oh, there we go.
Cancel takeoff clearance, line up away, runway 25 right, American 2341.
So, all right. So we poke a little bit of fun. GUMP obviously stands for gas undercarriage mixture prop from the good old days, but this is obviously the A319. So, yeah, man. So the headline is A319 pilots forget to put the gear down until the last minute, and then they do a go around, which I don't know. I mean, before I talk, I'm sorry, Casmo, what do you think, sir?
Yeah, it's a little late, but I mean, I don't know what speed they're going, so it's not, I don't know, it's the end of the world.
Right.
I mean, it's an Airbus. Doesn't it just do it for you anyway?
Dude, for sure, it's probably yelling at you.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I know the Challenger will because I've heard it.
Yeah. Skid, I mean, what's your take? What's your take on it?
Okay, so it wasn't like they did put the gear down. So did they think they put the gear down late in their process? But then they said, let's go around because we were too close to the ground or something.
Yeah, that's a better question because they only just dropped it and then they do the go around. So was that the cause of the go around? Was like they just didn't do their checks?
They weren't, they violated their,
They weren't
their
stabilized?
AA policy or something. So
that's
Yeah.
what.
if
That's
they
what
weren't
I
sure
want.
of their checklist. If they weren't sure of the checklist, they should go around.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So if you're not,
Maybe the flaps weren't right or something.
I don't know where I'm at. If the airplane is not configured,
Yeah.
on trajectory, checklist
500.
done. Yeah,
Yeah, by
Yeah.
500 is when we have to do it.
500. Yeah, exactly. But my question
Stabilized.
is, cameras. These plane spotters have some pretty awesome cameras. So,
Yep.
I mean, dude,
Yeah.
if they zoomed in to the final approach fix, it's normally when you put the gear down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it passed them. Like the camera
look at
followed,
you.
so they were on the field, so they were pretty
Okay.
close.
I don't know. I mean,
Well, that's true. They may not be, but
That's my only.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Maybe they did forget to put the gear down, which would be a bad mistake. But
I mean, I would imagine if they have a certain flap setting, it's going to yell at them that the gear. Well, I mean, you fly the Airbus, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, you get the JIPWS warning, right?
Yeah.
So
something.
So a couple of times ATC has kept us high for whatever reason, and then we just come screaming down.
Yeah, slam dunk.
Yeah, the slam dunk. And I've put the wheels down pretty late, but like you said, Casmo, we're always configured
By 500
done.
Yeah,
500 during the day.
Yeah.
And if it's IMC, it's 1,000. So, you know, I don't know. It's hard to tell with that camera perspective exactly where they were, and then on the approach. If they're on the side of a mountain filming, which I've never been to Phoenix. Is there a mountain near the airport?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there's some little ones, but like, they're probably either on the field or pretty close to it.
Yeah.
That's pretty flat out there. There's just some like rises, but they're not really at the airfield.
Yeah.
Was the audio, Gonky, was the audio that we just heard briefly? I didn't hear it very well. Was there audio with that timing with it?
Yeah. I mean, they just talked about the go. They just,
it wasn't like there was an airplane on the runway or some other issue.
I'd have to hear it again, but there was a cancel takeoff.
I couldn't hear it. Yeah, play it again. Let's see.
Play the end, dude. Volume up. There you go.
No, you got to go further back.
Right on Foxtrot, hold short 205, right, Foxtrot 9, Skylit 996. American 2341 Phoenix Tower, departure sign 119.2. RNAV to JUTAC, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
19-2, RNAV JUTAC, clear for takeoff 25 right, American 2341.
Wow.
The way
American 2822 is going around.
2822, roger, fly runway heading, climb and maintain 67.
Yeah.
He doesn't sound happy.
They made the choice.
41, cancel takeoff clearance, runway 25 right, line up away.
Cancel takeoff clearance, line up away, runway 25 right, American 2341.
Well, dude, I mean, yeah, he probably is at the field based on that vantage from the camera. I don't know. Human beings make mistakes. Maybe they did forget to put the wheels down. I don't think that would be the first time it has happened.
Yeah.
Maintain best forward speed to the airfield, right? Remember that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
they got a tight vector in, or there's any number of reasons. Yeah. So I'm not gonna throw stones.
Now the good thing is, hey, whatever the reason, they went around, right?
Yep.
Go around and try it again, and you're good. So I don't know. Good talk.
Yes.
Down gear is happy gear.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude,
Right.
Have you seen this, Casmo? You probably seen this. Skid, have you seen this?
I don't think so.
We had a couple different. Are you going to play the? Yeah, so here, Ukrainian FPV drone downs an MI8, man. So this is pretty.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, enhance. Yeah.
It's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So here's the.
Oy. And those dudes saw that coming. Yeah.
Look at that, man.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, they got it down though.
Hey, look at that. They landed.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, then they come in and finish them off. Oh,
man, no,
Hey,
I think it does about
to Airwolf.
it does
Airwolf
about
would not let that happen.
battle damage check or
yeah,
battle hit assessment.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
man. So drone taking on MI8, Casmo, man, as our
That's harsh.
resident rotary wing expert. What is your
That's harsh.
professional take?
yeah. I mean, that's stuff that we should be worried about. We should be worried about it in a lot of ways. We should be worried about it here in the States with some crazy putting a net of small drones on the arrival end of a runway or something. But I mean, this concept isn't new. I remember in Iraq in 2006, the insurgents in Mosul would fly kites with metal on the string.
Are you serious?
And, dude, I've flown past kites at 1,000 feet. And right past the cockpit, like, whoa. A kite, yeah. We would tell the guys on the ground, like if they were patrolling and they saw somebody flying a kite, like cut the kites, like just cut all those wires, because who flies a kite that high? So yeah, I mean, this is just the evolution of that. Try to find these unsophisticated cheap ways to bring down expensive aircraft, or at least something with a lot of people on board. So
Yeah, if we were still at Bagram right now, we'd be inundated with those drones.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
What do you think about the landing? I mean, was controlled, uncontrolled?
It looked as good as it could be with a 30-pound warhead going off or whatever that was on there. I can't tell, how big that thing looks like. It's like a mortar round, probably 60, 82 millimeter, something like that. So that's let's see, a 120 was like 36 pounds because I was a 120 platoon leader. So that's probably like a 20-pound warhead, maybe. I don't know. Wow. Going off where your crew chief is at.
Right.
So,
dude, he's standing right in the door looking at it.
Yeah, he's probably dead. I think Mover said they all died, so maybe they just I mean, it looked like a controlled crash, but how much injury or was just trapped in the aircraft, so
good point.
But we're gonna see a lot more of that stuff.
They're sad.
I'm sorry, Doug. What was that?
I didn't say anything. We don't have any more super chats, so we're gonna go to the next topic. Okay, we do have a super chat.
As long as it takes kept up by a Boeing Virtual 107 flying over my house late last night. Local. And I had to put we don't operate helicopters. Please stop calling us.
It wasn't us.
It wasn't us. Yeah. Wow.
I didn't do it.
Yeah. I Casmo, back to that FPV video. I mean, you talked about us like the U.S. needs to be worried about that tech. I mean, how do you defend against stuff like that?
I don't know.
As a helicopter guy, is it advantageous to fly like a certain format, like the lookout doctrine, right? I mean, I don't even know how big. I mean, can you even see that stuff coming? I mean,
I'm sure those guys saw it like a couple seconds before impact. I mean, if they were looking around, they probably I remember seeing that kite and I could see it maybe 2 seconds before I zipped past it. And I feel like these guys are probably a little bit more on the lookout for that type of stuff. How do you combat that? I don't know. I think the only way you combat that is, and they're already countering this, but like jamming, right? I mean, that's probably the only way is you got to have some sort of jammer on board that's going to cause that stuff to just crap out. But I mean, that's like me saying, how do you defeat the German U-boats? We'll boil the ocean. Like, okay, well, how, as far as the things I worry about here in the States, again, is like sort of like terrorism type stuff, is like doing that to a major airport. It's the same concept of, well, what do you got to do? I guess jammers, but then like they're flying these fiber optic drones and stuff. So you can't really defeat that I know of. I don't know. Tough times.
That's wild, dude. I mean, I know it's, I think it's me and Doug talking about it before the show. It's obviously very effective, but I mean, it's just tragic that, people are still dying over there. I mean, that's a heck of a, it looked like a relatively controlled crash landing from I'm not a helicopter pilot, but I mean, dude, that thing was on fire, which is no bueno.
Yeah, for an explosion going off, and the way it was smoking, like good job. Obviously, I guess it didn't pan out, but good job. I know somebody questioned the weight of the. I don't know. Again, I'm just speculating on what that round was. It looked like a mortar round, or maybe it was a rocket, like a 77 millimeter or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Skid, any closing remarks on that?
Well, I mean, obviously it goes back to their intel. I mean, they should have had intel, briefings that, hey, there's threats of drones in the area, man, and you got to do something to try and deny them. Back to what he said about having a, jamming device on board would be nice, but I'm sure they're working. It's like technology catches up after the war is over. So it's a fast-moving ball game. It's a fast-moving ball game, and those guys paid for it with their lives.
Yeah, and it's outpacing, right? Like it used to be, warfare has always been sort of fast moving, right? Like there's always been technology, even World War I, you have machine guns and tanks and stuff, but it did not move so fast that you couldn't counter it within that same sort of timeline. Now we're just at this point where like it's science fiction, and you can't play catch up. So it's scary to watch.
Yeah,
big time. Golden Dome component.
F-35 is Golden Dome component. Yeah. So, gosh, a couple weeks ago, Boeing released, some stuff about the Strike Eagles or the EX's ability to use, drones and targeting multiple targets.
Mhm.
And last week we covered one with Lockheed had the F-22 and the what was the name of their drone that they have? I forget. Oh, the Vectis. That's it.
Okay.
The Vectis. And then this week we get, Doug, do you have the?
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Here it goes.
Lockheed with some F-35 love. Hit it.
There we go.
How's this tune, Casmo? Better?
Better.
Looks like there's
Space.
data
Missiles.
sharing. Yes.
Lasers.
It's quick. Yeah.
It's
Cool.
quick. It talks to other things. But can it talk to the T7?
Cool.
Probably yes. Yeah. So, dude, Golden Dome. Don't Google that at work. But the Golden Dome. It's just, dude. It's a marketing term for layered defense, which we've had layered defense for, I think, since the beginning of air defense. But I don't know. Skid, sir, as a stealth fighter pilot, what do you think of that 10-minute Lockheed or 10-second Lockheed clip?
I'm impressed. I'm gonna go buy some more stock tomorrow morning.
Right. Yeah.
In Lockheed, but
you're impressed.
Hey,
That red ball?
Is this part of the F-35 proposal for upgrades at great expense to the government? Is that what they're doing? Is that what this program is?
We had somebody message in super chat in last week's saying that the new software, whatever's come out in the F-35, that's the F-35 that we wanted from the start. But
right,
I mean, they built that airplane with this whole idea of we'll just expand the envelope, right, as we're using it. So, man, I don't know.
Right.
I mean,
it's not competing with the F-47, is it?
Oh, I'm sure it is money wise, right? I mean, the budget, like Casmo talked about the Comanche, right? It's like, well, there's a finite amount of money to go around, and Boeing's pitching their thing. Lockheed's got the Vectis has some F-35 stuff going on. So I think in a perfect world, right, Uncle Sam just writes a fat check, but I don't know if that's maybe Casmo. That's how the 6,500 Army types. It's so we can have a Golden Dome.
Right. It'll probably pay for like the wheel on one F-35.
Yeah.
We can get you a helmet now. We can get one of those fancy helmets.
Yeah.
$400,000 helmet.
Yeah, it is a fancy helmet.
Crazy.
Man. I mean, yeah.
That's nice.
So, I don't know, man. I see stuff like that, and it's it's just Lockheed doing what Lockheed needs to do. And at this point, I mean, we make a lot of fun of the F-35 and Fat Amy, but I mean, definitely the West is invested in it now. There's been over 1,000 of them made. So, dude, I mean, I make fun of it, but I'm a fan, and I'm glad that we have it and it's on our side. And I'm happy that they are making it better. And the stuff that we see in these little clips, dude, that's the non-volt stuff. So there's some really awesome stuff behind the scenes going on, which makes me sleep better at night. So yeah. Pneumatic Elephant says, "Hi all, Gonky. When do you de-arm the jet on a carrier? Seems like a dangerous job for red shirts and everyone else." Hi, mover in the comment section. Arm de-arm. Oh, geez, dude. When did we arm a de-arm? On the Cat. I'm pretty sure on the Cat.
On the Cat?
Did we arm de-arm?
Really?
On the Cat?
You didn't taxi out with armed up already, ready to go to the Cat?
You know what? You're right. You're right. We armed and de-armed right there before we started taxiing.
Yeah.
Because I remember for the winder, the guy standing out in front of me and me listening to the growl. And then the bombs. Yeah, the bombs, the Maverick, all that stuff. Yeah, because the Cat was just final checks, tension, and go. Skid, you spent some time on the flight deck of the carrier. Does this jive with your memory? Is it? Yeah,
I
I'm
still
pretty
can't
sure
hear from the F-18 taking off
from
a couple times,
from,
but
from the Prowler.
no,
probably.
it make that's what makes sense to me is, you get out to your spot, right? And
Yeah.
Gonky, are you guys scattered all over the deck or
Yeah.
what?
Oh, dude, that's
There's
one
no
of
like
the.
togetherness, like, Air Force.
Yeah, there is a little bit, but that's one of
Okay.
the many things they don't teach you in Navy flight school is like how to find your plane on the 5-acre carrier. So like you literally like when I was new, I walk up to maintenance control. I'm like, hey, where's the jet? Oh, it's on the 6-pack. I'm like, okay, and I turn around, walk away. I'm like, where's the 6-pack at? So and then dude, heaven forbid, because we're on the starboard side of the ship, so the right side of the ship. If your airplane, if flight ops is going on, was parked on the other side of the landing area, right? So you had to like hamster your way underneath to get up, dude.
They couldn't run across the deck.
Well, dude, the thing is, as a pilot, so since you have like no training really out there, you truly are like a hamster, dude. You're not happy until your butt hits a seat and you lower the canopy and you're in your safe space. It is your safe space in there. So I would say for the first dozen or so, we called them man ups that I did on the carrier. I grab a chief. I did, whatever chief was working the deck, or I grabbed one of the more senior guys or gals we had out there, and I'd be like, I'm in 300, where is it? And then they'd walk me over there. So yeah. So
it's funny you say that, because the Army was the same way. Like a squadron of KWs, you'd have 30 aircraft, right? Wow. So you'd come out of the hangar and there's 30 Kiowas all parked out there, and you're like, I'm looking for balls 4. And they're all dark green and the numbers are black. So you're like, I don't know where this thing is at. And then one day, at least at my squadron at Bragg, somebody got the bright idea that they started painting the last 3 digits on the number in tan. And then they would have a tan stripe for each of the troops. So Alpha Troop had 1 stripe, Bravo Troop had 2. And so you could immediately walk out on the flight line and be like, okay, there's a Bravo Troop bird. Okay, yeah, that's balls 4. That's where I'm going. Yeah, so that made it.
Did it work?
Easy. Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, much better.
Skid, how do we get to our flying machines in the Air Force?
We have a limousine pick us up at the squadron with ice water and towels.
Dude, hey, Casmo, he's not lying.
There's music. There's music playing in the car, in the limousine. And we go out to the airplane and get the AC on. And, we won't want to sweat till we get in the airplane. And then we're carefully escorted to the jet. And there's Chief.
So wait,
they've only had to run 1.5 miles in 1 year, right. So they're well rested. So.
Now hold on, Casmo, you'll appreciate this
energy.
You'll appreciate this, and I'm glad I have Skid here to fill in the details, because like my mind's still blown from it. But so in the dead of summer in Florida, Skid's not lying. We would ride out.
It's danger. It's danger.
We'd ride out in an air-conditioned bus with a cooler, with water, sometimes even towels. Yeah, I'm not making this up.
Ice towels,
right? And we would get out there, and then like if the Raptors were having trouble or whatever, they'd radio, hey, delay, and we could only delay a certain amount of time.
Yep, 20 minutes
before like it was it's too hot here, boys.
It was a regulation.
Scrub the mission, right?
Yeah, so, it was a regulation. You couldn't sit outside in a non-AC environment for like an hour,
right? Yes, Casmo, I know, dude. I can't tell you how many times
we are not the same.
I almost stroked out from heat exhaustion in a Hornet having to double turn students in the Lemoore summer. I remember. I thought you guys were joking with me when we got in the bus. I'm like, I'm ready to hop out. Like, whoa, sit down, dude. We gotta call and make sure, because once we leave this bus, the clock starts. I'm like,
it does.
What the hell are you talking about? We'll just get ready in the airplane, so we're ready. I'm like, no. We gotta stay here where it's air conditioned.
Okay, you're so cool,
dude. But I'm not making this up, right, Skid?
So I mean, it's funny. You get Casmo, you get in the jet, and red one, you check in with blue one immediately or so, and blue one goes, "Hey, we're on a 20-minute slip for my student has to go to a spare." Like, oh crap! And now you got to tell everybody that's out there, okay. So you try to minimize your exposure to the heat and stay in the AC, because the 38 was not bad. It was 10 minutes to get it going. So you didn't have to spin an INS or anything like that. So who cared?
Yeah. They have, I imagine the Army was very similar.
Oh, I remember a time in Kuwait in July, and from where we lived to where the aircraft was parked was over a mile. And I remember walking that entire mile with body armor and my flight gear and my rifle and all my ammo.
That's 3/4 of an Air Force PT.
Wait, you didn't put your helicopters by your hooch?
No, of course they parked them way. They parked them way down the other side of the base,
man.
And there was no bus, so we walked. A mile plus.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same. It sounds very similar.
In flight school, the bus
bond.
had a. I'm not kidding. The bus had a little candy hole. Like we get a little piece of candy and go sit in the back.
What?
Yeah, advance. Yeah, I mean, it was the bus driver's prerogative, but I mean, we had really old guys and they were nice. So, that got to the Navy totally different. Our pilot says looks like Ace Combat.
I think he was talking about the first video. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cozy
says Russia vac counter the drones, leave Ukraine. Yeah,
that would be a way to counter the drones. Absolutely,
that would be an effective drone counter. Yes,
it would work day one.
Yes, stop.
Hey, Gonky, were you going to discuss the plethora of incidents in Finland and Norway with all these drones popping up around Europe?
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it last week a little bit. There was footage of a Gripen shooting down a drone. There's footage of F-16s shooting down drones, and then basically NATO ramping up. The air defense. But I mean, that's about it, dude. I mean, as far as there's been airspace incursions. Like I know Mover and I were talking about. It's like, well, from I mean, if you're Putin, it's like, dude, you're really poking the bear, or is this just the shortest way to get to a target in Ukraine? I don't know, right? So
really,
I don't know. I mean, what's your take on it?
He's stirring the pot for some reason. I don't know why.
Exactly.
He's got enough business with Ukraine. I'm surprised he's trying to screw up with Poland and the other countries. So it's weird, man.
He's testing to see what he can get away with.
Scary times.
Yeah.
Dallas Brom says, Fat Amy, I will ejected the redundant human pilot and win this war with my AI friends. Half for Luna, toy fun, half for Mover, get well fun. Thanks,
good job.
Dallas. Appreciate it. And there's probably
get well soon.
Yeah. Awesome.
Comrade.
All right, Doug, what do we got next, man? I see it.
Depends on who you ask.
No, there it is. I put it in the list. We did not run out of topics.
We ran out of topic.
We've got, dude, with Skid here, this is a good one because he is a legit.
Hey, J50 picks.
He is a legit.
Let's see it.
Forget the F-47. China's new J-56 Gen fighter is flying.
Where's the tail?
That was it.
That's what they
forgot. See, dude, Casmo right there. 1000%. You can no longer go to China. You have made up.
Who'd they copy that from, Gonky?
China.
Yeah. Recommend everybody go to Mover's channel and watch his analysis of the J50. But J50 Picks just released key points of summary, fresh close-up of China's tailless. Prototype reveals 6th gen traits. Diamond-shaped nose, diverterless intakes, F-22 style exhaust, vectoring nozzles with serration, and striking swiveling wingtips, likely aiding low-speed control.
Also fuzzy dice.
That's right. Single seat, which Mover would like. Blended canopy O targeting sensor under the fuselage, possible DAS aperture. Okay. Paired with the larger J36, J50 suggests two-track approach. Pressuring, let's see. Oh, look at this. Beijing could field an operational 6th gen system around 2030, pressuring the F-47. The keyword there is could.
Yes.
Let's see if the photographs are genuine. Confirm several long suspected features of the aircraft that will directly compete with the United States NGAD design. We don't have any real pictures of the F-47 other than the beak coming out of the fog, I think, right?
Yeah.
Keep scrolling down. Yep, F-22 nozzles. Okay.
Wait, I overshot. Hang on.
It's okay.
There we go.
It's okay.
Recover.
There we go. The most striking is the absence of vertical tails and the presence of swiveling wingtips. That is unusual. Keep scrolling down.
Crazy.
Anything else good here, Doug?
I'm lost. I've lost my cursor. There we go.
Scroll.
Here we
Keep going.
The data boom?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. China has a lot of plans for the J-50. Of course they do. All right. Scroll back up. Let's take a look at these pictures, man. I am just a fighter pilot. I am not an engineer, not necessarily a smart person, as Casmo can vouch for. But looking at this picture, Casmo, what do you see as a rotor wing guy? What is your reaction? Tailless jet.
It has no rotor. Confirmed.
So vertical takeoff and landing, probably
Cannot
not.
helicopter.
Cannot helicopter. Okay.
Yeah, it is funny looking though. It does look like half a jet.
Weird.
Like center of gravity seems off. You know what I mean? Like it just looks like it really needs more, but I'm sure they've thought about it.
Yeah.
Skid, dude, Skid, you're probably the most qualified here as a stealth fighter pilot.
That's it.
Epic attack pilot and just overall gun-ass pilot. What's your take on
So
this?
what mission do you think is going to be like a sneaky strike type aircraft, Gonky?
Me looking at it.
Bomb.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but usually, like, if we kind of get rid of the tail, right, the emphasis would be on stealth. But is it me or is that a pretty square intake? Usually, right, like sharp. Sharp. Correct.
90-degree angle.
Yeah. Like the Typhoon, right? That's I've been told or heard that the big square intakes underneath the Typhoon don't exactly make it invisible to radar. So I see that. I'm like, well, maybe, I don't know. In my mind, maybe this is just another technology demonstrator, or as Casmo may have mentioned, maybe they're just doing the high-speed taxi test before they put the tail on.
There you go.
But maybe not, right? That would be a joke, China.
Possible.
That would be,
yeah, we're joking.
We are joking. The nozzles on the back, to me, right, Skid, total F-22 ripoff.
Yep.
I don't say that with any hate or, negativity towards China.
Will this be carrier based, Gonky?
That's a great question. And,
yeah.
So I was looking at the gear.
Yeah.
So the nose gear is two wheels on the nose gear. So usually your land-based fighters, to save weight, single tire or wheel,
right,
is all that's required. Generally speaking, two on the front like that is for carry. If you look at the F-35, the A model has one tire on the nose mount, and the AV carrier variant has two. Right. And even that main gear, it looks very
beefy,
Tomcat-ish.
Looks beefy.
Right?
Looks beefy.
It does, but I don't see, and it could be tucked in underneath there, but I don't necessarily see a tail hook. And on the nose gear, I don't really see, maybe they haven't put it on yet, but a launch bar. But maybe on their new carrier, right? We got flamed big time saying that the Chinese were the first to launch a 5th-gen fighter using electromagnetic catapults, which I mean, okay. I mean, we can launch them with steam-powered catapults. What's the big deal here? So maybe the Chinese have figured out a way to launch this thing using an invisible catapult. I have no idea. I would say, I don't know if the Chinese have the cameras all around, but it looks like you're sitting pretty far in there on the cockpit as far as visibility is concerned. But overall, I think it's pretty cool looking design. I mean, it's not flying, right? So, and I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what this thing.
Hey, Gonky, do you remember when the 117 got shot down in Serbia?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when the B-2 bomber missed its target and actually bombed the Chinese embassy in Belgrade? Do you remember that? So
I vaguely remember that,
a B-2 bomber from Whiteman flew 30 hours and missed its target.
Oh wow!
But did it miss its target? Because
Why?
the rumor was this is rumor, this open source rumor that the Chinese had gotten a hold of the wreckage of the 117 and brought it to their embassy in Belgrade.
Ooh.
And we were bombing the embassy to get rid of it.
Alleged.
Put it
Well,
past us.
Whoops.
Yeah, that was.
That's the 117 stuff there. What do you think?
Wouldn't be the first time we did something like that.
Was that like 90?
Yes, coming in.
94?
They picked up the stuff.
Was that was the mid 90s, right? Skid? Like,
No, it was like early. Was it 2000 sometime frame? Or late 90s. It was like 99.
Yeah, it was late 90s. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The U.S. does not have permanent allies, just permanent interests. So I do not put it past us to do that.
I don't see any like similarities between this and like the F-117, but it does look like the F-22 and maybe
we should just draw up a fake ass airplane and then like let them get the plans and then let them spin their wheels.
That's what China does, Gonky. They steal other countries' plans and information, and they don't make anything. They're not original about anything. So carrier, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, we so
it looks like that because that's only the front of the F-47. That's all they could see. So they made that. That's what it is. They don't know what the tail looks like yet. So they just made the front of
Casmo for the win.
Isn't it? Yeah. Well, dude, you know what? Honestly, Casmo, if that's true, then like no kidding. We imagine if that's true, how honestly like scared that should make you, because they can go from picture to here's a
but all this time is spent on R&D for that stuff. Like, that's where all the time is spent on this stuff. Just coming up with it.
Yeah, Chinese economy is wrecked anyways.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, we're not engineers. We're just aviators. So
that's it.
We get taught how to operate.
Yeah, turn the key. Turn the key on.
Yeah, show me where to put the thing to push the thing. So, awesome. Doug, do we have any comments, sir? Any hate?
I've been including them as they went along. We don't have any more super chats.
I think
we've got that.
Here you go.
Let's do this one.
This was pretty
arrested landing.
Let me start it from the beginning.
Make it large.
Sure it has sound. That's as big as it gets. That's what he said.
Here we go.
Oh, I think I saw this.
Hook down. Hook down.
Hopefully not on this show.
No.
Look
I'm
at
a time
that.
traveler. Yeah, I see his little hook there.
Is that a Navy pilot, Gonky?
No.
I didn't slam it down on the ground. Oh, cool.
As I would say, a successful trap, which I guess when I first saw this, movers like, it's not called trap. We call it arrested landing.
He called that's a one wire, right, Gonky?
That's what I was going to ask. If there is only one wire.
There is only one.
Just the one wire.
Yeah. Casmo, I don't imagine you've ever had to take a arrestment in anything, right? Probably not.
Funny enough, I almost did in a helicopter. I mean, I had to avoid it. So I lost hydraulics one night in Afghanistan, and I had to. So with a helicopter, you lose hydraulics. You got to do, at least in the Kiowa, you had to do a run-on landing on the skids. And so there was this debate because we were at this little airfield called Turncout, and at the time it had a dirt runway, which like C-17s and stuff would land on, and then next to it, it had a paved runway for like the drones that were being flown out of their shadows or whatever it was, but they had little arrestor cables. And so we'd always kind of like talked in the unit like, hey, if you had to do a run-on landing, where would you do it? It's like, well, if we land on the dirt, we might tip over. Like, is it going to dig into the dirt? We don't know. I mean, it's pretty compact. I mean, C-17s are landing on it. Well, I got to test the theory one night, so it became practice. And luckily, I had driven past that UAV strip a couple days before, and I'd kind of noted like, oh, those where those arrestor cables are. So I come screaming in, at 40 knots, really fast. But but you had to keep it above 40 because otherwise you'd lose control because the tail rotor loses all its effectiveness below 40 knots. So you had to come in at some speed, and it's a small, real tiny runway with no lights on it whatsoever. And so I had to kind of remember where they were and try to shoot my approach past it. So I did not catch a wire. So I was a bolter, I guess, but in a good way.
Walter.
Skid, have you ever taken the wire, sir, in any of the many aircraft that you have flown?
The Viking ride on the Constellation.
You flew it in the S3 on the Connie?
I spent a week aboard the Constellation back in the mid '90s during caracols off of the coast of California. I told you this. You don't remember. And I got a Viking ride. I was in the right front seat of the Viking. I got the George Bush ride.
How many times? Awesome. How many times have you been on a carrier? Twice. Yeah. I just remember that. Yeah. 2 times too many, right? So wait a minute. The only time you've ever taken the cable is via courtesy of the Navy.
Yeah, the 117 has a cable, a hook. I'm sorry, but I never used it.
Even the A10 as well.
A10 to have no hook or cable. Come on,
dude. I don't.
It's so slow.
Yeah, they just stick their hand out the window.
It's like we go backwards.
Do you Fred Flintstone it? Do you like the little door pop open? You put your boots down and.
Hey, here's a little tidbit from the A10. With the gear up, the wheels still spin. The main wheel still spin. You can use your brakes.
Oh, dude. So if you land gear up.
Yeah, if you belly in, like combat, damage,
right.
Your brakes will still work on your main tires. I kid you not.
Wow. Is that a sim lesson? Is that a sim lesson?
They have massive speed brakes on those things too.
Hog is strong like bull.
I wonder if that's modeled in DCS. Need to try it.
Oh, there you go.
Give it a shot.
Try it later. I'll try it tomorrow.
You might have to pull the emergency brake handle, which put on the right system, but yeah, it still spins.
That's a free tip there, Casmo. Emergency brakes, remember. No, my when I was a student, T-45s, I was getting we were doing a strike det in El Centro, and I just asked to hop in the back just to go for a ride so I could, see the program better. And we had a hydraulic failure, and that was my first arrested landing on land. Oh. And then, dude, when I took a trap on the boat was definitely much more violent because the cable on at the field runs out a lot more.
Yeah.
So they always taught us if we're doing which I ended up taking a trap a couple times in the Hornet too for various reasons. And, we try to land usually 500 feet prior, which the F-15 here, he looked like maybe he landed 750 feet, 500 feet prior to the cable. And you try to set the hook so you don't miss it. And then if you miss it, you could either go around, try to stop normal, or if it's directional control, you definitely want to go around. But the 500-foot piece was so you don't grind the hook point off. Oh, because I imagine that Eagle's the same way, but there was a pressurized, we called it a snubber, I think. The hook was held down. So in theory, if you landed too far back from the cable, man, you grind the hook point down, catch the cable, the hook point would fail, and then you would continue on your merry old way without any ability to stop. So, but yeah, I took a couple in the Hornet, and they were all on shore, and they were fine. When I was in Malaysia, the guys took a cable once, but yeah, I was telling so Skid, you remember the F-35 in Alaska that just fell out of the sky?
Water and hydraulic fluid.
Yeah,
it had water and hydraulic system.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, so we talked. I mean, like we talked about it on the show when we talked about it on the show a couple of weeks ago about it, but like, I brought up the questions like, why didn't they try to take a field arrested landing? I'd never been to Alaska, but they have the cable up there. And Mover said, well, the whole issue was, and I guess from reading the reports, that if they were afraid the nose gear would touch and it would cause a swerve and take them off-roading, but you could aero brake. I imagine you could aero brake into it, right? I mean, the F-117, did they teach you to maintain a 3-point attitude, or was it?
The airplane you flew, you would land and aero brake it, and then if you're normal landing with a chute.
No, for the cable, if you're going to take the cable.
We did. I think we didn't talk. I mean, you'd land, put the gear down, and your hook would be deployed already, and you just put it down 500 feet prior to the cable, or touch down 500 feet of the cable, get your nose down so you're in a 3-point attitude. You're not going to try and take the cable like that. You're going to do this. So,
Yeah.
And I had a buddy, he had a left main caster at Holloman, and no kidding, he's an Eagle guy, actually, great guy. And he did that. He did approach and arrestment, and it worked out fine.
With the 117?
117, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he caught the hook and got it and stopped it.
Yeah, I read where the gear on the F-117 is the gear on the Eagle.
Yeah, the Eagle, the Eagle hydraulics and the landing gear system, Viper flight control system, F-18 motors.
That's right, non-afterburning, right?
Correct.
Oh, nice.
It's a good. It's a fun jet to fly.
Awesome. Cool. Peter Mach says China created an Airbus twin after the Airbus 320 went missing years ago. Also look at their C-17 twin. What you can't design, you steal. Yeah.
Corporate espionage.
Yeah, Peter, you bring up a good point. Like I was watching, they had a big I was gonna maybe bring it up here on the show, but I couldn't find a good enough clip. But they had the Changchun Airshow like a couple days ago. And man, they were doing pretty much the same stuff you would see in the West, but they had their C-17, and it's not a C-17, but it looks just like a C-17. And then Casmo, they have a Black Hawk.
Oh, I know, I've seen it. Yeah.
I mean, like I'm literally watching clips from this air show, and it looks like a great time, fantastic show. But like, I'm like, oh, there's their version of the T-45. Yep. There's their version of a Black Hawk. There's a version of a C-17. Like look at this thing.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, the front's a little different. The engines they don't look as high bypass, but I mean, I watched, they did a short field landing, short field takeoff. They did, rappelling out of I don't even know what they call their Black Hawk, but they copy the 707. Pretty much in that air show, the only thing that the J-20 was like the only thing I'm like, I think that's the only jet you guys didn't copy. The Flying Dragon, whatever it's called. But
can you imagine the VID issues that's going to happen if we did get into combat with China?
Oh, dude.
Oh, is that who is that? Is that you?
Admiral General Aladdin still has an Air Force for $5, says Gonky. Thanks
Tell me secret of stink bug.
Thanks for letting me stay in RV. Great
free massages.
Skid, tell me secrets all about stink bug. I give you great job in my Air Force. Free massages. Hey, Skid. General Aladdin, dude, he's legit. So if you want to come out of retirement, dude, you may go to prison. You ever try to come back to the States to visit your family, you may go to prison.
Guess where you're going.
But you'll be richer. Steven Billings, Air Godzilla says fails. 2 different 7700s for United yesterday at the same time. Whoa. 1 engine failure, 1 toilet problems.
I hope those guys knew each other. Man, I had the RTO. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I lost an engine. What did you have? Toilet filled.
I can't think.
My God.
What toilet problem would cause an RTO?
Clog, baby.
In the
going
toilet.
Back. What? Sorry.
He started power up. Thrust.
I guess
airspeed's alive. Captain, someone's still in the John. Abort.
Hey, it's
Brown Bear. Brown Bear. We have a brown.
We've got somebody. We got a situation here.
Mama calls up.
Yeah. I think the key there is like the definition of a rejected takeoff.
Yeah.
So, well, that sucks, man, because that's just paperwork, right?
Yep.
Like if it's somebody who gets up and runs to the bathroom, like as you're taking the runway, and you're cleared for takeoff.
You've been cleared for takeoff. That's right.
Right. So then it's like, we got to do paperwork now. Maybe even taxi back to the gate. Who knows? But
why don't they just put seat belts in the toilet?
We do. We have seatbelts in the toilet.
Are you serious?
Hey,
yeah,
legit.
Dude,
technically, the Challenger, the ninth seat is the bathroom. Yeah.
Yep.
There's a seat.
Now, hey, dude, when you're
it's got a fold down cushion, C2.
When you're ferrying that thing empty, that's a dangerous place to be, isn't it?
What's that?
Sitting on the toilet with your buddy up front, right? If you're ferrying an airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just go back there and eat.
Oh, yeah. Spartan says the Y20 is what happens when you take Tylenol. Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, what the J10 is pretty good looking. The J20. I mean, I was watching some of the YouTube channels that are like, funded by China, and like the translations and stuff. I'm reading it. I'm like, they're like, oh, and the indigenous design of the J15. It's like, it's actually a Russian flanker that you copied.
Russian.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, does China have a Thunderbird team or something?
They do. Yeah, dude, it was good. Yeah, they use the J10.
Okay.
I mean, it was like I said, dude, like if as just a fan of like things that burn dead dinosaurs at tremendous rates, like I like it's entertaining. I know too much, and I guess I just have an opinion on some of this stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show. So, Doug, what do we got? I'm sorry?
Grippins.
What are they called?
Grippins.
No.
Airshow?
The Chinese Blue Angels are called.
Oh,
Grippins?
I don't know. No. Doug, what?
It's gotta have dragon in it.
Yeah, you might be right.
Gotta be.
I'll look it
Golden
up while you
dragons
talk
or
about the Grippins.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Pull it up, sir. Ukraine is negotiating with Sweden on the transfer of Gripen fighters. Deputy head of the Office of the President of Ukraine said. So yeah, I read an expanded article saying that and more F-16s. Skid, you brought it up, right? The increase in drone activity and just overall airspace.
Crazy.
Yeah, airspace penetrations / violations of drones going every which way. So the need for more airplanes in the sky to police, but I don't know. I'm still of the fan. Like Casmo was saying, everything would just stop if Russia would leave, or let's just stop shooting for a while and figure this out. Like let's talk about this like gentlemen and and stop shooting. But hey, dude, I'm just a fighter pilot with an opinion. I'm not a political analyst or anything. So I don't know. Casmo, what do you think, man? Gripping good, gripping bad. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, it's another pointy fast jet with this. We had a video of one last week taking down a drone. So
good. Yes.
So it's not just F-16s out there knocking them down. So Skid, any opinion? Hey, Skid, have you ever done any work with the Gripen?
No, we never. I mean, flew up in Norway. We did Operation Vipa up at Stavanger, Norway. It was awesome. Norwegian Air Force was awesome.
Did they have it out there?
Does that close? Does that count? Does that count?
I mean, so you operated with them?
We operated with the Norwegian Vipers doing a big CAS exercise.
Okay. Never with the Gripen, though?
Pretty cool. Beautiful up there. Gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. I bet, dude.
Norway.
Yeah, some of that. We had, I never got to fly in Europe, dude, but some of that, like we had Ammo on the show and like some of the, like the stories and the footage that he has, pictures that he has flying in Europe. I'm jealous. All mine's like desert. All my flying's out Western California or in the real desert, the stand. So stay underwater. Brian says, I hope it wasn't a contained toilet failure. Yeah. Jeez, I don't know, man. That would, I don't know. We like usually like if we're taxiing in occasionally, like as soon as we land and clear the runway, like somebody will run to the bathroom and we gotta stop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But usually for takeoff, people are like, we want to get out of here. Right. So usually everyone. Yeah, they're well behaved.
Every now and then you get that one.
Now, Casmo, in the kind of flying you do, is it a rule or reg that you have to follow as well if somebody gets up, or is it just kind of you shut the door, we're clear for takeoff, we go?
So when I do the brief and I go back there, I always kind of finish it with like, look, this is your airplane. You get up, you move around as you like. I said, however, when we're on the ground, I'd ask that you stay in your seat with your seatbelt on. And if you can look outside the window and the houses look like this big, that means we're about to land. I'd ask that you not choose that time to make a martini, because I've seen it happen.
Are you serious? Okay.
But I've never, they can see out the front window. Like there's no door between us and them. So they know what's going on.
Okay.
We're not supposed to like turn around and holler at them or anything, but we'll double ding just to kind of like give them a clue. But no one's ever
give
like
a last
moving
call
around.
for alcohol. Last call for alcohol.
Wrap it up.
Yes.
Take all the little bottles.
The drink cart is closed.
Do you have a tip jar? It's like you put the tip jar.
Yeah, you don't do that.
I joked about it. Yeah. Put the little tip jar. We just saved your life. Tip us.
Yeah.
But
I need a cocktail, Muffy. I need a cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, like it is a different world. I mean, yeah, of course they should still be sitting.
Yeah.
But I've never experienced that where somebody stood up. I mean, my always check like right before I start putting the power levers is I look back just to make sure that everyone's seated and not moving around.
No cabin
not
attendant
doing something crazy.
No cabin attendant.
No, not on ours. No.
Okay.
No. We can, but I've never had one.
Houdini 09, $5. Why would they go to a different platform that would need training to use and maintain? Would it be better to F-16? Yeah, I thought about that when I read it. Maybe it's because they're not getting enough F-16s or F-16s fast enough, or maybe there's a specific capability that they're looking for. Maybe there's maybe it's just a sweet deal. I don't know. There's a whole plethora of reasons why that may happen. Skid, what do you think?
More is better than less, right? I mean, I'm sure they are hurting on. They need all the parts they can get, all the weapons they can get, all the airplanes they can get. So why not have some Gripens? And I'm sure that airplane's unique to certain abilities, maybe that the Viper's not very good at, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Mover wouldn't agree with that, but yeah, I agree with you.
Are they only using their aircraft, Gonky? Are they only using their aircraft right now for air defense? Is that correct? I mean, they're not going. They're not doing strike missions with the aircraft, right?
No, it looks like
they're not going downtown Moscow and raging.
No, it looks like primarily, like you said, defense, and like somebody said in the comments there, they're also looking at getting some Mirages too. So, but I agree, it's kind of a logistical hurdle as far as getting your maintainers spun up, because like we talked about before, they're primarily. Before the West intervened too much, are primarily Russian equipment. So there's a bit of a learning curve there. But I mean, if they have the right programs and help, and if they have enough time, and the bodies, it can be done. But that's, you are starting to spread yourself thin if you get, a half a dozen frontline high-tech fighters. I mean, it takes, resources, and that's not, that's money, that's people. You start spreading yourself thin, but I don't know. It's just my opinion. But Spartan says gripes, Gripen, ESA, F-16A. No, oh, okay. Yeah, so there you go. So maybe, so Mover has indicated that the older F-16s, the radar wasn't exactly the best for air to air, and if the Gripen dude has the ESA in it, that would be. I mean, you could almost use that airplane as like a little mini AWACS for as far as sanitizing a certain area. Even working with F-16s, like, hey, they're out there, go get them. But the ESA would be a game changer. Yeah, I didn't read anything as far as what type of Gripen they were getting. I just read that they were getting Gripen, more F-16s than the Mirage. I think Mirage 2000, which is primarily a strike airplane, right, Skid?
If you say so.
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Casmo, do you fly the Mirage 2000 in DCS? I just wanted to ask.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Perfect. Cool.
I like the old Mirage.
Yeah, Mirage makes a good looking airplane. I think they make good looking airplanes, but Doug, how we doing, man? Anything else? We're at the.
That's about all we've got.
The mental health minute, living a sad and meaningless life.
Get well, Mover. Get well soon.
Yeah, dude. I just like the satisfaction. Yeah, of course I miss having Mover on the show. But it gives me a strange satisfaction knowing that he's just like, this is killing him because I'm not doing it exactly as Mover would do it.
Oh yeah, he stopped sending you at 9:35 was the last time he was telling you how to do your job.
That's because I've told him many times I don't read the chat, including the private chat. It's like, dude, life is grand, right? As long as
compartmentalize quick.
Yeah, dude. We've talked about this. I'm STT, single target track. Like that's it, dude. I can do one thing. That's talking to this computer screen and in this mic, dude. I can't read what Movers. Yeah, dude. Doesn't. Yeah. So hey, we miss you, Mover. Hopefully next week he's better. Hopefully I don't get sick.
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Just relax the throat, Mover.
Just relax.
Those razor blades out of there.
We don't need him to be better. We just need him to be well.
Well, exactly. Exactly. At least be able to
sign
talk.
language.
At least, yeah. Dude, he's doing it now, right? So I don't know. Well, Skid, thank you so much, dude, for rolling.
Thanks for letting me on.
Minute. Yeah, man. It's
good times.
The turning spare made it.
Enjoyed it.
Phenomenal. Casmo, as always, thanks, man, for sticking it out.
Yeah, thanks. Casmo. Yeah, thanks for having me. Nice to meet you.
You too, guys.
Yeah, that's good.
Appreciate your. Yeah, man.
So this is the answer to the research project you sent me on.
Stephen Billings says Chinese display team is called
State of Glorious Revolution, comrade.
Still. Is that for real?
Still.
Yeah,
I believe it.
That's what I found. It's called
I still feel like you could come up with a better name, even though that's like Dear Leader's birthday or something. Like I still feel like you could come up with something. Gotta have a dragon in there. Golden dragons.
The Polish.
I would have put money on it being dragon something.
The Polish expedition team is named something dragons. I gotta find it again in the list. Or Flying Dragons.
Flying Dragons.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, good for them. August 1st.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will see you next week, hopefully with Mover. So everybody have a good week. Thanks, gents. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Hi, folks.
Bye.